David Gray, Babylon. Hopefully that's not depressing you for Thursday morning. Should be cheering you up, making you feel all wistful. It's 8:22 on the Morning Glory with Sophie. Last night, The Apprentice was on. Another finger was pointed and another wannabe got fired. And on the phone right now to discuss it all, Lee McQueen, Apprentice winner. How are you?
Hello, how are you? Good morning.
I'm very excited to speak to you because obviously you've had the insider's run on this. It wasn't last year you won, it was the year before, wasn't it?
It was Series 4, yeah.
Okay, so you've spent 2 years working for what was then Sir Alan. What's
Sir
now
Alan,
Lord Sugar.
He is now Lord Sugar. He is indeed, yeah. Fantastic experience.
Does he get really annoyed if you get that wrong, if you call him Sir Alan by mistake?
I don't think he gets really annoyed. It was difficult to get used to, because when you're used to calling somebody, it's a little bit like me calling you Sophie and then changing your name to Sarah. You know, it's quite weird. All
right, well,
no, it's fine.
Let's talk last night. That sound is very dodgy. Let's talk last night's Apprentice. You were watching it, I hope.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm glued to it. Actually, this series is a particularly good one. I think it started off with a bang last week, didn't it, with the old bangers, and this week with the beach accessories.
Yeah, and I saw a very uncomfortable clip yesterday that they were touting around, which was the bit where the boys called the lovely blonde girl and tried to persuade her to get into a bikini. She wasn't really having much of that, was she?
No, but to be fair, she was quite a good sport, because I think Stella done a fantastic job project managing. Lord Sugar made Stella go over to the boys' team and actually project manage the boys to kind of keep them in check. She's done a fantastic job. And firstly, she wasn't going to kind of partake in the swimwear, putting the swimwear on, but she did in the end, and she done really well. I think it got a lot of respect across all of the lads really. She definitely kept them in check, and it was a great win. I think she was very, very good last night.
Now, it's quite common that he splits the boys and the girls to start off. I say boys and the girls, the men and the women to start off with. And that seems to put a sort of a massive rift, because there is still, no matter what anyone says, there is still a massive kind of battle of the sexes. The girls want to beat the blokes and the blokes want to beat the girls. Yeah,
definitely. Actually, this year he split them quite quickly. In my series, we done 3 tasks as boys versus girls, or men versus women. 3 tasks first and foremost, and then we split in task 4. But obviously, yesterday it was only task 2, and he split them already. So it's interesting. He's obviously seen something that. As I say, I think he needed Stella to keep the boys in check, and she certainly did that.
and when the blokes go into the boardroom, we saw this last week, and they do get quite sort of arrogant and quite bickery. But when the girls go into the boardroom, oh my ears! Last night, I couldn't hear for about 3 minutes afterwards. They were ringing, just that sort of.
It was pretty. I won't do that impression, but yeah, I mean, it was very, very loud, wasn't it? I mean, they were very catty. I think that the thing is, what happens when you go in the boardroom, your adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah.
You obviously don't want to get fired. You know that kind of you've got to fight your corner effectively. And I think that was one of the problems with Joy, to be honest. Although it was, pretty scrappy in there, I don't think Joy kind of argued her corner as well as she could have, and that's probably one of the reasons why she got fired.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Lord Sugar felt that she kind of hid in the background and didn't really, contribute much, and hard work and them kind of raw attributes of hard work and all that sort of stuff is something that Key looks for. So I think she kind of undone herself there. Bit of a shame she didn't really get to kind of prove herself.
No, was she the right person to go in your eyes, or should somebody else have gone?
For me personally, I would have fired Laura. I think she was way out of her depth. I mean, she couldn't control. And look, I appreciate you're under pressure, but that's the whole point of the process. The process is there to put you under pressure to make sure that you guys, that the candidates can actually cope with that. And she couldn't. She couldn't make a decision. I mean, in the boardroom, she couldn't even decide which 2 candidates to bring back in with her. She couldn't make a decision on the product. She couldn't, she just couldn't make any sorts of decisions. So, I think she was really weak. But what I'd have done personally is I would have given Joy another chance. I'd have made her project manager for week 3 for the next task to really put her in the firing line.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Give her an opportunity. But he's obviously, as I say, seen more of her behind the scenes and just thought that she wasn't going to work out. She doesn't. I don't know, she's not got any hard work in her. So.
I just love the bit where it's all over, where he says, "Why shouldn't I fire you?" And in the first 10 seconds they go, and you just see his face go, and you think, "You're You're gone.
Exactly. So that's it. I mean, if you're in the final three in a boardroom, you have to fight your corner.
Yeah.
And you have to come out with some, and it does work. I remember when I was in the final with Claire, and was in the boardroom, and he said, why should I hire you, and why should I hire you, Claire? And Claire's, coming out of all the stuff, and then he says, why should I hire you, Lee? And I'm coming out of all the stuff, and he actually said, Lee, you're very convincing. You're very convincing. And them words clearly will stick in my head. But
yeah.
and then he hired me, and I'm absolutely sure that it makes a difference. It does kind of swing him. So I think that's where joy fell down, to be honest.
All right, Lee. Pleasure to speak to you. Lee is he's a local boy, and he's just started up his own venture called Raw Talent Academy. You can check it out at rawtalentacademy.com.
Yeah, that's me.
You're going to come on every week, aren't you? And tell us all about the Apprentice.
Yeah. If you have me, that'd be fantastic. Yeah,
always.
To chat Apprentice, that'd be superb.
All right, Brill. We'll catch up with you again next Thursday then.
Take it easy. All the best,
Thank you.
Sophie.